Been a while since I filmed. It is Friday, September 22nd, I believe. It is like 11 a.m. in the morning. I have been working all day. Client check-ins. I had my check-in with Paul. Waiting to hear back from him. Had some conference calls this morning. Just kind of hung out. And now I'm getting ready to make my breakfast. I am making a protein French toast that's completely egg-free, dairy-free, and gluten-free. So I wanted to share the recipe with you guys. Also, I am lifting today with Ashley, and then Carly is meeting us at the gym. We're not lifting together, but I'm so excited to see her. I literally haven't seen her since the day after my show. Like, so excited to see that girl. I miss her because I moved away from Lake Stevens. But wanted to show you guys what I am making this with. So I'm going to be using 3 slices of this bee-free bread. It is the lowest carb gluten-free bread I have found. It's only 11 carbs per slice. I'm going to be using 30 grams of the PE Science Select Vegan Protein. I'm going to be using, chopping it with peanut butter, of course. Going to be using some cashew milk in the batter, and then instead of egg, I'm going to be using some of this egg replacer. And then, of course, for sweetener, stevia, some sea salt, and some cinnamon. So, I am making this. I've been using the egg replacer. It's been really hard to try to find good baking recipes that don't use egg. But I actually had an appointment with my doctor on Wednesday, and we're going to try implementing, because I've been so good for like a month and a half with not having these. I literally haven't had eggs really since my 2 weeks out before my show. So she said now these are intolerances, and she doesn't want me to completely cut them out anymore because she doesn't want my body to build up an even bigger intolerance. So we're gonna add everything that was on my red list in individually and see how my body reacts. So we're starting with eggs. So this is gonna be completely egg free, but I am so excited I get to make my normal protein waffles on Sunday. I cannot wait. So I'll keep you guys updated on which ones really affect me more, and we're still waiting to hear back on my tests. I will do a full walkthrough on what I did on Wednesday, but let's get to cooking first. So let me show you guys how I make it. Okay, so I'm going to start with the batter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 120 grams of cashew milk, which is about, I believe, 1/4 a cup. Pour it in a bowl. And then I'm going to take 30 grams of the PE Science. This is the peanut butter Delight vegan protein. So 30 grams of that. Then I'm going to do a serving of this, which is 2 teaspoons or 6 grams. So I'm just going to measure with a teaspoon. Got to find it. There we go. So level it out. 1. Actually, I just almost made a big fail. You're supposed to combine these with 2 tablespoons of warm water first. So 1 sec. This is one fail I have been doing with egg replacers is you're supposed to mix them up first, not just put them as plain powder in your mixes. So let me get to this first. So 2 tablespoons. And then I have also found that if it says warm or cold water, make sure you do warm or cold water because it makes a difference. So I got 2 teaspoons of the egg replacer and 2 tablespoons of warm water. Mix it up. It kind of gets like frothy, like when you put baking powder in your baking mixes. All right, so I'm gonna dump that in the batter. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of cinnamon. A packet of stevia. And a few cranks of sea salt. Mix this up. Sometimes I'll mix it and then I'll let it sit again for a little bit and then mix it again to get the last little bit of chunks out. So while I let that sit, I'm gonna make my little voluminous peanut butter mixture. So one sec. So rinse this out. Dry it off. Heat the pan up while we're doing it. So, I'm so sad. I'm totally team creamy in the peanut butter world, and I wasn't paying attention when I was at the store last time, and I bought crunchy. But we're making it work. So I'm gonna take 35 grams peanut butter, put it in there. Obviously, lick off your finger. And then I'm gonna put 30 grams of cashew milk. You can do water. I've seen people do syrup. I like cashew milk. Okay. I'm gonna put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. Clean up my mess a little bit. I promise you, this will change your peanut butter game. It's so voluminous. Love it. Longest 30 seconds of my life. Alright, so got this little mixture. Then you're just gonna mix it up. Sometimes if it gets like too warm, it'll get like really like thick really fast, and so I'll just add like a little bit of cold water to it, because you want it to be pretty runny. Not runny, but like you want it to not be like a super thick mixture in the beginning. So this one's getting kind of thick, so I'm gonna add just a little bit of cold water. And I found the trick too, when you want it to thicken in the freezer, don't put your sea salt in until after it's thickened, because the salt kind of keeps it from thickening. So this is a good consistency, so lick the spoon obviously, and then put it in the freezer while you cook. It'll be like a perfect amount. So I'm gonna pull out a plate and 3 slices of my bread. This is what the bread looks like. Pretty decent sized pieces. I'm not one for the butt of the bread, so this makes about, the whole loaf makes about 3 helpings if you do 3 slices in each helping. So, put this, I do freeze my bread, so whoop, put this back in the freezer. Then I'm gonna mix up our mixture a little bit more. Alright, so I'm gonna go over to the stove, got my pan heating. I'm gonna spray it with some coconut oil non-stick spray. And then all you're gonna do is take the bread and soak it in that mixture, both sides of the protein and cashew milk. Kind of let it run off. Make sure you get the whole slice. It's kind of messy. And then throw it on the pan and just let it cook. Ah, my bread's breaking. I'm gonna let this cook and I'll check in with you guys when it's done. All right, so before I sit down and eat that delicious French toast that I made, got my BCAAs here. I wanted to give you guys a little update on my health, what's going on with my reverse diet, and all of that. So, I'm still checking in with Paul every week. My weight has been steadily increasing, but we've been watching my weight after my body digests, or I have a bowel movement. So sorry you guys, TMI, but you all know that mine are very inconsistent. So it's very hard to consistently weigh on the same day if my body isn't processing what's inside of it the same each week. So I actually asked him this week, we'll see what he says, if he's okay with not weighing until we figure out what's going on kind of inside my body, because I just feel like it's not a good indication of my progress, just based it on photos and measurements and just how I'm feeling, because I'm still feeling strong in the gym. I'm loving it. I'm loving my program, but I just got a lot going on inside of me. It's kind of hard to use that scale as a progress measurement. So going into my health and what's going on there, I went to the doctor on Wednesday because the week before I had sent her some photos, because as I've mentioned, I've been having really bad water retention. Like my stomach just feels swollen all the time on top of my digestion. I've been feeling like very tired in the morning, like really brain fogged. I thought it was because I was doing this caffeine cleanse, but it wasn't getting better. My body was marking so bad for my clothes. Like it was getting painful on my hips, and it wasn't that my clothes were like super tight. Like I still could like pull the waistband away and like pull them away from my legs, but just when they were sitting on it, it just felt tight. Like it just was painful. So I took pictures of the marks on my body. I sent them to her, and she immediately came back to me and was like, I need to get you in here. I want to test your liver, your kidney, and your adrenals. Because I also was getting dizzy when I would stand up, and it mainly was happening in the gym, so I thought it was my pre-workout because I wasn't having caffeine all day. And then the pre-workout, definitely cutting down on my caffeine in the day. My pre-workout hits me like that, and I freaking love it. So I just wasn't sure, but this whole process has really shown me if you feel like something isn't right, you need to ask someone or at least follow up and make sure, because I've put these issues off since I was like 16, just thinking it was how my body processed things. And finally now I've kind of dug myself into a deeper hole that it's taking me longer to dig myself out, and there is actually something going on inside my body that is not right. So trust your instincts, people. So I emailed her, sent her the marks. She came back with me, wanted to get those all tested. I got in as soon as I could. So I got in that Wednesday, which was like 4 days after she had told me that she wanted me to get in. So got those tested. We're still waiting on the results back from that. She did start me on an adrenal manager product because she does believe that my adrenals are pretty drained at this point, just after prep. After all my training, I mean, I didn't really take a break. I went straight into my reverse. I train hard. I stick to my diet. My body just has never really gotten kind of a rest, I guess I could say. So she wants me to do these adrenal managers. I'm taking 2 a day, 1 in the morning with my thyroid medication and 1 in the afternoon before 2 p.m. until we feel like my symptoms are going down. But she is going to see what the tests say. She does think that my water retention might be because my kidneys are functioning a little bit slow. And she said, you got to think, your body is functioning at a very slow rate. We know because your thyroid is underactive. And when it's trying to take energy from other places to go to digestion, to your metabolism, your other functions are going to have to move slower too. So she's thinking my kidneys might be functioning a little bit slow and not fully flushing out my water. And that's why I'm having such bad water retentions and marks. So waiting to hear back on that. I did start a new thyroid medication because my thyroid levels were not increasing. I switched to Armor Thyroid. We are going back on October 10th to test the levels on that to see if those increased. But the biggest news is we are also doing a SIBO test. So if you're not familiar with SIBO, it's small intestine bacteria overgrowth. It's always been something that's been on my doctor's mind that I could possibly have. But because the test is such an intense test and the treatment process is pretty intense as well, she wanted to make sure we ruled out all of the other possibilities first, such as it just being my thyroid, food intolerances, all of those. And we've tested those. I've made changes and slight improvements, but nothing major. There's still something going on. So we're finally pulling the trigger, doing the SIBO test. I ordered it. It is shipping to me. It is a whole test kit. And there's a 48-hour prep diet that I have to do for the test. I'm planning to take it on Wednesday. So I'm going to be doing the prep diet Monday and Tuesday. Basically, all you can eat is white rice, plain meat, no vegetables. You don't want to be eating things that are going to feed the bacteria or disrupt the bacteria in your intestines because they want the test to be most accurate. So there's a list of 5 things you can eat. You can't use sweeteners. The only seasonings you can use is salt and pepper. You can have weak black coffee and plain water, meat, white rice, and I think it said clear meat broth, but I'm not even going to go there because it was very specific on the broth and I don't want to mess things up. So going to be doing that Monday and Tuesday, and then you have to fast for 12 hours, and I'm going to be you can use your sleep time as the fast. So I'll probably stop eating at 8, 9 o'clock on Sunday night, and then, or not Sunday, Tuesday, and then wake up and start the test at 8 or 9, depending on when I stopped eating on Wednesday morning. It is a 3-hour long test. You have to fast during the test. You can only drink plain water. And every 20 minutes, you basically have to breathe on this test needle, and that's how they test the bacteria. And after that, put it all in the test kit, ship it back to the SIBO center, and they process the test, and they'll send my results directly back to my doctor. So I have an appointment set up with her on October 10th to go over the test results of that and retest my thyroid and kind of see where my levels are with that. She's thinking it could be that my thyroid's not increasing because we're not actually getting to the root of my problem. And SIBO and underactive thyroid are actually very closely related. So if we're not actually treating the SIBO, my thyroid could possibly not get better with the medication. We just have to wait and see. It's all dependent on your body and how it's processing and your hormones and all of that. So the body is just a crazy thing, man. And I am learning that more and more every day. So that's kind of where we're at there. I'm just waiting on my test to get here, waiting on her to call me on the results of my kidney and liver tests. So we're keeping everything the same. She did mention that because I have been so good on my intolerances and I've had them out for about a month or a little bit over, she does want to kind of try adding them back in one at a time to see which ones affect my body the most, since I just went cold turkey and cut them all out at once. So during the diet, one thing I did not mention that you can have, the prep diet, you can have eggs. So she wants me to add them back in the first day and see how I feel, and if I feel okay, then I can have them the second day too. I'm going to be doing a mix of whole eggs and egg whites and just see how I feel. If I feel that they are making me not feel so great the first day, I will cut them out the second day, and we'll know that eggs are just not on my diet list for a while. So we're going to start with the eggs, and then after we figure out the SIBO, then we'll work through the list even more. But I'm excited. I can try to make my protein waffles again because egg replacer just does not do the job. So that's kind of where I'm at. I sent my check-in to Paul. We increased fats last week, but we're keeping carbs the same because carbs are actually, if I do have SIBO, what feed the bacteria and keeps them living. The only carb they don't eat is insoluble fiber. So if I do have it, there's 2 treatments you can go about doing it. There's the antibiotic way, which I have heard is kind of a pain and it's very expensive, but there's also a diet that you can do. It's called the elemental diet. You guys can go to SIBOinfo.com if you guys want to learn more about that. I can link the SIBO Center and the SIBO Info site. If you guys haven't heard of SIBO or you're thinking that something's going on with your gut, maybe take a look and read. There's some great information on there. It's called the elemental diet, and it's basically 2 to 3 weeks. I still have to do more research, but it's a very it's not low carb diet, but basically you're not eating you're eating the most easily digestible carbs possible. So it just goes straight through your body, so it's not sitting there feeding the bacteria and giving the bacteria time to eat it and live and still be there. So basically you eat like honey, dextrose, which if you guys aren't familiar, a lot of people use that as like their intra-workout carb. It's just like basically powdered carbs. And then meat. I don't believe you eat many vegetables because that's so hard to digest. You don't want to eat foods that are going to be sitting in your intestines for a really long time because that's what gives the bacteria time to eat and live and reproduce and get bigger. And that's probably what's been going on the whole time in my body because my food just sits there and builds and just feeds, and they just grow. And my problem just keeps getting worse and worse. So I'm hopeful. My doctor's hopeful. Had a few breakdowns because I'm getting really frustrated, as I mentioned. Kind of like, why me? I do so much to take care of my body. But I have to remember this started way before my fitness journey and starting to take care of my body even more. So, got to remember that. And I'm going to keep going, keep thinking positive, keep lifting heavy in the gym because the gym is seriously the only thing keeping me sane. Still keeping my goal of a national stage close at hand because once I get this figured out, there's no saying what is possible next year because we beat the odds and I made it to the stage this year with all of this fighting against me. So I'm super hopeful for next year, really excited, waiting to hear back on Paul and changes this week. I am thinking maybe we'll stay the same because there was a little bit of fluctuation in my weight, but we will see. I am going to eat that nummy French toast. I'll show you guys what it looks like, and then I'm going to hit the gym. So I'll see you guys in the next clip. All right, here it is. Topped it with some cinnamon, peanut butter, that peanut butter mixture, some sea salt, and then I also took 2 ounces of blueberries, put a packet of stevia, and heated them up for about 1 minute and 30 seconds and made like a blueberry syrup, and then I'm going to put some Waldens on it and dive in. All right, I'm getting ready to go to the gym. Gonna mix up my pre-workout. So I was gonna show you guys what I'm mixing up. Gonna do 1 scoop of Supersonic. This stuff is my favorite. By Magnitude Life Science, you guys already know. Rainwater 20, Saves you 20% on this delicious stuff. So I'm gonna do 1 scoop of that. And then I also got this. So the owner of Magnitude Life Science also owns a supplement store in his hometown in Indiana called Alpha Fitness Supplements. So I got this from him. This is L-carnitine. It's by NutriKey. He does carry it in his store. You can order online, over the phone, and use my code too. He's got tons of brands on there. Check out their website, alphafitness.com, alphafitnesssupplements.com. So I'm taking 3 scoops of this a day. It just helps with my metabolism since it's already slow. This kind of helps with it. So I'm doing 3 scoops a day. I do 1 right when I wake up. I do 1 with my pre-workout, and then I do 1 before I go to bed. So it's the same kind of product that I was taking by Core. And same amount, same everything. So 1 scoop of that, and then I'm going to do 5 grams of creatine. This is just, I just get it off of Amazon. This thing is huge, super cheap. Creatine's probably like the cheapest supplement. So I'm going to measure this out, 5 grams. I take creatine every day. So 5 grams in there. Gonna add some water. All right, I'm gonna shake this up. I'll sip on this on my way to the gym. I'm also gonna take 3 of these Stamina Elites. It's just a vasodilator. I've mentioned it before. I got them. No reason why I'm taking this brand except for I got them in my package at my show. So I'm just taking those. They do help just open up your blood vessels and get the blood pumping and get your muscles moving and lift more. And I'm going to take my 2nd round of my Adrenal Manager. So I'm going to finish this, shake this up, and I'll see you guys at the gym. Gym. I hope you guys enjoyed that workout. It was so good and just what I needed. My lower hamstrings are killing me, but I'm going to eat my post-workout meal. It's just chicken, cream of rice, some PB2, cinnamon, stevia, sriracha, the huge, and just kind of chill tonight. I need to relax, let my body relax. mentally, physically. Gonna probably do some foam rolling. I think I'm gonna make some tacos tonight. Still waiting to hear back on Paul. The rest of my weekend's not too exciting, so I think I'm just gonna close out the vlog here. Hope you guys enjoyed the workout, my little health update, and the recipe. And I'll see you guys. Make sure, I always forget to say this, make sure to like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.